Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning into the always informative, always entertaining, The Boxing Authorities. Joining me at the desk, as always, Luther Dupree Jr., Smoking Jim Frazier, and my name is Claudio Ralsano. Luther is mad at me because we were texting last night about football games. He says I'm a hater. I was ripping on Kenny Pickett and Joe Burrow. Yeah, he's mad at me now. But anyway.
A Super Bowl quarterback you're ripping on, saying he sucks. Come on.
We're going to open this show real quick with a nice announcement. The guy who David Morrell fought, Ados I'm going to mess up his name, Urbasi Noodley, who was in a medically induced coma, is out of the coma. Yeah. He's talking, walking a little bit. So thankfully he's getting better.
When's his next fight?
He's done. He's not fighting anymore. He had a brain bleed, Jim. Yeah. He almost passed away,
Are
Jim.
you a doctor now? What?
No, but I can read the reports. You have a brain bleed. You're not.
Joe Macy, if you remember, was winning a fight against a Russian guy, and he hit him in the back of the head like in the 10th round. Joe finished the fight, and Joe went through all kind of tests. And Joe was number one contender at the time.
Right.
And he could not get a license anywhere except for West Virginia. He fought a few more fights. But if you have a brain bleed, you're done.
Because one little hit, you can't do that, Jim.
So, but thankfully,
can he get a license at West Virginia?
He probably could. Bro, he probably could go to West Virginia. I hope he doesn't, though.
Well, a fight that I did not think was going to, I don't know if I didn't think it was going to happen. I just thought it was going to take a lot longer, but I give them credit. Tank Davis is going to be fighting your boy, Ryan Garcia. It'll be finalized for 2023. They haven't given a date yet, but
here we go.
Which I know you're right. You're right, but they say it's finalized. Both parties say it's finalized. Number one, do you think it's going to happen? Number two, what do you think about the fight itself?
Number one, I don't think it's going to happen. Now you announce a fight. There's no date. There's no arena.
Well, they
nothing.
said Vegas.
They said Vegas. Yeah,
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Listen, man, we're dealing with the pull-out king, Ryan Garcia. How many times has he pulled out fights? I'm fighting this guy. I'm fighting Pacquiao. Right. I'm fighting Tank. I'm fighting everybody. And pulls out.
Did they mention numbers what each is getting? I don't think they did.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Oh, the fight is signed, sealed, delivered, and there's nothing. There's no information except that. So I don't think it's going to happen. I don't trust Ryan Garcia. I do believe Tank Davis is fighting a Garcia. Hector Garcia, January 7th. That one is finalized. That's the only Garcia I think he's going to fight in 2023. I hope it happens, but Oscar De La Hoya would be crazy to put Ryan Garcia in there with Tank Davis. He's just serving him up. Tank Davis beats Ryan Garcia pretty easily, I believe. He'll carry him 3 or 4 rounds, but Ryan is very robotic, very flat-footed, and he keeps his chin high. You don't want to do that against Tank Davis. I think Tank Davis kind of wins it easily.
I'm with you. I think Garcia will have his moments, but I think Tank gets him. Yeah. But I said all along,
I see a lot of flaws, but I still don't. I still don't believe it's going to happen. Give me a date.
I'm leaning with you on this because I said that negotiating with Garcia is going to be tough because he says, "Look what I bring to the table," and he's going to want a majority of the purse.
Well,
am I right?
Supposedly they're fighting at 136.
Right, catch weight. My fault.
Catch weight.
That's right.
1 pound over. What a fight at 135. 1 pound over. Let's catch it. 1 pound over. I don't know. Stuff like that makes me think, is this really going to happen? Until I see Ryan Garcia walk into the ring, I'm holding doubts.
Smoking, I know he's one of your favorites.
Well,
not after this one. I hope he'll be able to fight again.
First of all, Tank ought to change his name to Golf Cart because the last 3 fights, he's been hitting and running. He's hitting and running in his last 3 fights. And now he's up for a court case for hitting and running.
Oh, damn.
This fight will not take place. The man might be in jail. He got court costs. Hey, listen, I told you guys before, I've always said, Tank is on the other side of the career. He's sliding down. He knows good and well he can't beat Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia beat him half to death. If I'm Floyd Mayweather, listen, you guys made a great point that Tank Davis is one of the few fighters in the world that can make money without a belt. He ought to continue to fight them guys that can't fight. He ought to continue to fight them guys with 12, 13 career fights and leave Ryan Garcia alone. Ryan Garcia would end his money-making career.
Can I ask you something? Ryan Garcia's resume, are you impressed with it?
Very impressed.
Why?
Here's his resume, right and left. I'm very impressed.
Well, we're not talking a resume. A resume is who you beat.
And he
Who'd he
uses them
beat?
brothers' head like a ping pong.
Well, who'd he beat?
Huh?
Jim, who'd he beat? Who on his resume is that we can
He
recognize?
doesn't have his notebook with
Well,
him
if he
today.
fights Tank Davis, he'll beat him half to death.
I don't believe that
He
fight's
just
going to
fought
happen.
the-
You
he
just said it.
fought
What?
the African that had one loss. His last two fights that he fought guys with one career defeat.
Yes,
That was former world champion.
That was moved
Did
up
you
2
see?
weight classes.
Well,
Fortuna,
here we go.
Fortuna,
We'll give you a catch weight of a pound.
Fortuna was fighting 130. He couldn't even make 140. They had to move it up to almost 147.
Luther, are you comfortable
Come
in
on,
saying, because
Jim.
how many times have we seen a fight where one guy's on the way up, another guy's either stagnant or going down? I don't think he's on the, Tank is nowhere near on the downside of his career. Like he makes some
I think they're both in the
about
prime.
right.
But I
is
think,
it a 50-50 fight?
No,
like you
no,
always say?
no. It's not a 50-50 fight. Tank Davis has more layers. We've seen more layers. At first, we thought he was a brawler. The last 3 fights, you say he was running. I say he was boxing.
Exactly. I'm with you.
I say he was boxing, setting guys up, made Rolly walk into something.
Yeah. That was nice.
He beat Pitbull Cruz with one hand, and now
So
Pitbull.
you say.
No, he did.
Is Rolly better?
He only threw one.
Rolly is. Would you say he's better than Garcia?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say he's better than Garcia. Rolly,
The matchup.
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm
I
gonna
think it's
upset
about,
you
I
now.
think about the same.
I'm
level.
not going to upset you. He's going to upset you. What do you think the purse split should be between Garcia and Davis?
Well, I believe that normally I would say Garcia should get the lion's
Oh,
share.
gosh.
But
There you
Tank
go.
Davis does carry a name, and he's like
Just
you guys said. I
pocket
agree with
watching.
you guys. He does not with the way he used to knock people out when he was on the climb. Now he's on the other side. This is a guy that people want to see. He's like a big-headed Mike Tyson.
He's an attraction. That's what.
He's got an oversized head. People like that.
Oh my! Here you
know,
go.
like
Here you go with features
ears.
again. The fashionista. Come on,
he's
Jim.
the fighter for the thugs and the rappers. Everybody like it. The tattoo man. But hey,
Ryan don't have
I think it
tattoos?
should be.
Who's going to win a
50-50.
tattoo battle, Jim?
I think
Wow.
it should be
Okay, I
50.
thought you were going to say
50-50?
something 70-30. I thought you were going to say.
No, 50.
How many pay-per-views did Ryan Garcia have? Has he ever had one?
Well, he's
no.
an
Answer the
Instagram
question.
star. He's an Instagram.
And how does that translate to pay-per-view
Same
buys?
amount.
How does that transfer to pay-per-view?
Same amount when Sugar Ray Leonard in 1980 got the same amount as Roberto Duran.
Yeah, but that was
Roberto
a little bit
had a
different. Those
bigger
guys were up there,
name.
yeah.
No. Sugar
Sugar Ray was
up
a
and
card,
coming.
a drawing
Roberto
card.
had a bigger
Just
name.
He was
like
a crosser.
Ryan. Just like Ryan.
Well, I think more people know about Garcia than they do about Tank, but that's out of boxing.
That's
but,
why I said 50-50.
Okay.
Like Sugar Ray got with Duran.
You know, in all honesty, I'm okay with 50-50 because Garcia is going to say, this is what I bring to the table. Although, again, you're right. Does that mean that those Instagram followers and TikTok are going to translate into pay-per-views? I don't think so.
I'll let you guys are the pocket watchers. I don't do this crap because I don't get
you
any of the
brought
money.
it up. You
No.
brought it up.
Claudio brought it up.
Right.
All right, get it right. There's no way it could be any more. It has to be 60-40 Tank, but I don't do the pocket watching.
Now, something
Ryan
with the-
Garcia has never been on pay-per-view. Tank Davis is a pay-per-view star, breaking records at Barclays. Come on, guys.
Why does
You
Tank
make
need
some
extra
sense.
money? You can't shrink get your head shrunk.
You weren't impressed with the fact that the first few fights he was clocking people. Then he became Tank Davis, and then
I've always been impressed with Tank when he
But
was
then,
in
like
his
we were
prime.
saying,
prime.
he's a young kid.
No, but he's over. He's more
27
His last
is-
three
Name me a
fights-
fight.
27.
Name me a fight that he got the hell knocked out
Last
of
three.
him.
All last three, he's been on the decline.
Decline
He's
what?
like Mike Tyson.
He
You guys
knocked out
didn't
two
see
of his-
it.
he knocked
Buster
out two of his
Douglas
last
seen
three.
it. Buster Douglas
No.
seen it.
But
I'm
what
seeing
wars?
Buster
Name me some
seen
wars that
in
took some steam out of him.
I'm looking what Buster seen in 1990.
that's
Nobody's
different
seen
ballgame.
it. Nobody's seen Tyson's decline.
Am
but
I right?
Buster.
Name me a couple wars that took some steam out of Tank.
He got
There's
moved
none.
back
There's
by
none.
Pitbull. He's a tank and a Pitbull moved him back.
He's showing his
I love
boxing
the Romero
skills and he had
fight.
one
He
hand.
fought a guy that couldn't fight, a guy that can't spell fight, a guy that's halfway
Romero.
illiterate, Rolly or whatever his
Rolly
name
Romero.
That was a beautiful punch.
And he lost the
And
first 6 rounds.
Because he was
He
setting
was
him
lost
up.
the
He
first
set him
6
up.
rounds.
He ran him into something,
Wait a
Jim.
minute, Claudio asked me for proof. You got a guy that can't Not only is he illiterate, number two, he don't
Now
know,
you're a
he
teacher.
don't know nothing about fighting, and he beat him 5 in 6 rounds.
There's
He
one thing-
lost by
Luther-
KO, Jim.
Luther,
Yes,
there's one
but
thing
he
to
had-
say.
He lost
If it
by
went to the
KO.
distance,
Jim.
he would've
It
won.
wasn't going to
Do you
the
remember
distance.
when
He
I
set
said that
him up, Jim.
Canelo starts off slow, but maybe
And that's what
he-
Tank does.
Right,
Tank-
but maybe it's not the right term. Maybe against Plant, against some other people, he was just sizing them up until he could get his score. And it's intelligent. Tank, he wasn't getting knocked the hell out of him. He was waiting,
Right.
And as soon as Romero won opening, what did he do?
Yeah, he came up, blasted him, ran
It was
right into a
beautiful.
left.
It was beautiful.
You sound like the Thug Life CD.
Thug Life. Jim,
I
you don't
think-
know nothing about
I don't
the
think
Thug
he's
Life
anywhere
CD.
near.
That was 20 years ago,
I don't think
Jim.
he's anywhere near.
He's nowhere near. No, he's right in the prime of his career. I don't know what Jim sees. He's like Mikey Garcia when he was talking about Earl Spitz.
Yeah.
I see something. He saw a butt kicking for 12
Do you
rounds.
think the fight's
I don't
gonna
know what
happen?
you see, Jim.
You think the fight's going to happen?
No, Tank would never fight Garcia. Fighters know.
But who's pull? Yeah, you say
Fighters
that.
know who they can beat and who they can't beat.
Jim,
Tank knows good. You guys are the only ones that don't know. Tank know he can't beat
But
Garcia.
see, here's where I'm going to agree with Luther.
Garcia would
You say
destroy
you're
him.
going to fight in 2023. Okay. You didn't say when, and the big thing is where, because that does have some, they said Vegas. Has something to do with money. So why would you agree to fight when you know none of the particulars? Look at Crawford and Spence, which we won't get into that right now.
we
You have
need
to know
to get into
some
that.
sort of detail. You know what I'm trying to say?
We need to
Oh,
get in that.
we will, but I mean, but I'm saying, you just, oh yeah, I'll fight you.
Albatross or whatever it is. That's where Tank's on his way to. Can they fight behind the walls, Lou?
No,
Jim,
fight,
there you go with the police blotter.
a fight that is going to happen. Boots Ennis, 29-0 with 27 knockouts, is going to fight Vergil Ortiz, who's 19-0 with 19 knockouts in a welterweight fight. You don't think that fight's going to happen?
No. No.
Is any fight going to happen?
No. I mean, it would be nice if this fight would happen, but no.
I think it's gonna happen.
Vergil Ortiz just got ordered to fight Staniosis for the WBA. I mean, that was the new one.
Where's
they
the more
just-
money?
Doesn't matter. This is not happening. Virgil already said. Virgil's team said they're not ready for Boots Ennis.
Well, then I give them credit because he's not.
Is that into your printout? You got that printout?
Yes, I do have it printed out. Virgil Ortiz has been ordered by the WBA to fight Staniosis. That's what's next coming. This Boots Ennis, Virgil Ortiz is not happening.
And I think his team's right by not fighting.
Boots Ennis destroys this guy.
you-
Virgil Ortiz's defense is very poor at this point.
Well, you talked about Boots Ennis a long time ago. So, in all honesty, you got to give my boy credit here. I've been watching. He is unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
He is really damn good, Boots Ennis. And I've said this about Shakur Stevenson. He's going to retire undefeated. I did say it about Haney. Not totally sure yet, but I'm going to say this about Boots Ennis. I don't know
And
who's
all
going to
these
beat
guys
him.
retired under. Most guys aren't going to retire undefeated.
But I think
Boots
Shakur
Ennis-
is that special, and I think Boots is.
Boots Ennis is that special.
He's nice.
I got to see about Shakur's chin. He has everything else.
Boots might not get hit for us to see what kind of chin he has.
Boots will take it. We've seen him
He's
get
nice.
hit. He got hit by a couple rights, but he's in there. Jim, you should know about him. We saw him as an amateur, was
Jim don't
absolutely incredible, and he's just gotten better. Him and Gary Antoine Russell, I can't wait for them to fight as pros. Amateur, it was high-level boxing. Pros, it'll be one of the best ever. But Boots Ennis destroys Vergil Ortiz at this point.
Some people say he's gonna hurt him.
Ortiz is not defensively responsible. He leaves himself open to try to get his shots off.
He thinks
you do that against Boots, it's over.
He thinks he's going to catch a
Right.
shot. And Boots is not easy to hit. He's one of those guys, if he gets hit, it's almost like he wants to test you. You go ahead, you hit me.
Remember,
you know
I
what I'm
told
saying?
you my favorite fighter was Roy Jones. This Jerron Boots Ennis is the closest thing I've seen to Roy Jones
Unorthodox.
Jr. He can do everything.
Am I right?
He can go on an attack. He can box. We haven't even seen all his
crazy.
skills yet. He's
When-
the closest
when
thing
Duran
to Roy
fought-
Jones
when
Jr.
Duran fought Vinny.
You ate pumpkin pie for the first time and lost your doggone mind.
I eat sweet potato pie. I'll leave the pumpkin to you,
When
Jim.
Duran fought Vinny Paz, he said after the second fight, he said he doesn't fight normal. In other words, he doesn't do the normal thing.
Mm-hmm.
Boots Ennis doesn't. He'll do this and come this way. I mean, he's unorthodox, just like Roy Jones.
And he switches.
that's
and
not
he-
so I say.
And
You
he
see it.
switches hands. He
You don't
goes
like
in.
him?
Whenever you guys come to the right side,
Go ahead, it's all
I'll
you.
give my opinion.
Go ahead, we're ready.
First
He's
of
on the
all-
way down, right?
First of all, the man fought twice in the last 2 years, number one. Number two, and he both Both of them were short fights. Number two, he's still on vacation. That's the reason they can't make this fight. He's still on vacation. First of all, Vergil Ortiz. Vergil Ortiz.
You don't even know his name.
Same thing. Vergil Ortiz.
Have you seen him fight, Jim?
Do you know the difference between the Ortiz and the Cruz?
Yes, I do.
But, hey, listen, he would knock Boots out for the simple reason. It's Boots softball.
Yeah.
He does. No, he's Orthodox
everything.
and Southpaw. He's done both. What are you talking
stick
about?
With him being softball.
If he wants.
What works against a softball? A left hook and the right hand. Ortiz got the best
And
right
Boots
hand
will
in
change.
the business.
Boots will change.
Yeah, he'll change. He'll wake up thinking he's still on vacation.
Me and you talking about footwork. Now, I'm not talking about
I
Ali's
told
bouncing,
you
but he
guys.
doesn't have angles.
Yeah, his footwork ain't that good. I told you guys.
You don't like him 'cause he's from Philly.
I told you guys about the Philly fighters. Phillies is the most overrated boxing community ever. They start boxing when they're
Frazier,
young.
Hopkins.
Hopkins learned it in jail, and Frazier's
Oh,
from
here
South
you go.
Carolina. So the only name another
Danny
one you
Garcia.
can't, because all they care
J-Rock.
about is getting national exposure. Once they get that and get free Philly cheese for the rest of their lives, that's all they care about. He is fat and satisfied right now.
Am I right?
I'm just saying, ain't that
Am
the
I
term?
right that his angles are? He doesn't dance like a Leonard or an Ali,
Right.
but his angles
Right.
are unbelievable.
Exactly.
And you know I like that with Loma and Lomachenko and now with Boots. I'm impressed.
Hit you from every angle.
Right.
He can switch, and he does it so naturally.
Ortiz would put him in the induced
I think
coma.
he'd make him look bad.
Huh?
I
He
think he
would
makes
destroy-
Ortiz look bad.
What happened when Boots get hit with that right hand?
I don't think he's going to get hit. I really don't, Jim.
He
Jim,
loads
I think
up.
Luther,
He
am I
lo-
right?
We've seen Ortiz get dropped before.
Yeah.
Spoken Jim.
Am I
we
right
would
that he's
see
gonna
Boots-
make him-
We
is-
would see Boots
No,
get dropped
no.
by Ortiz.
Is he going to make Ortiz look bad?
Oh, I believe so.
Swing-
I
a
believe
lot of
so.
swing and misses is what I'm
Swing
saying.
and misses.
Off
catching 'em.
balance. And Boots
There's
is going to
so
hit
many
him when
layers,
Ortiz
Jim.
misses. Boots is quick enough to bang him when he's off balance. I'm telling you, he's going to make him look bad. Now,
say-
anybody can be caught, but I don't think he's going to be.
The Mexicans say the black fighters can't take it to the body.
He might not be there. His body might not be there.
It'll be there.
I don't even know how he makes 147.
Here we go with it.
This guy.
Here we go with
This
it.
guy is special. No excuses. I'm
Here we
just
go
saying.
with a Black Lives Matter excuse.
Here
Is
you go. He
the
destroys
bottom line
your
is he
team.
can't beat Ortiz.
What team doesn't want to fight? Boots, Ennis, and his team said, we'll sign right now.
When he's on vacation, he fought 2 times.
Because
in the last
nobody
2
will
years.
fight him. He's the number one
He
for
makes, he
IBF.
beats you and he makes you look
He
bad.
went on vacation. He said after his last fight, a first round knockout, I'm going on
No,
vacation.
yeah, that's where you're
and
lying.
his daddy went with him.
No, he
What's his dad?
Boozy Ennis. He sat. Hey, Claudio.
Bougie Ennis.
Boozy. Listen, he sat in the ring. Errol Spence was in the crowd and said, I want you next.
And never
That's
even
what he
talk-
said.
He never even said anything about it.
Right. He
He's
said,
good
I want
and
you
he makes
next.
you look
He's
bad.
the IBF number 1, and we
Did
still
they
waiting
take
for his
Kurt
chance.
Ennis with him?
All right. A fight that, again, I think there's some interest in it.
Canelo's
Zach-
next opponent.
Yeah, right. Luther called. Wait a minute. Luther
I
called
caught
that a
this.
long time
I
ago.
said John Ryder way
Months
back
ago.
in 21.
Right.
Seems like.
But here's why: Zack Parker against John Ryder
Oh,
for the
gosh.
WBO interim.
CC level guys.
Super middle.
CC level guys.
I think Luther. Before you go on, I think Parker. We're going to have predictions. I think Parker upsets him.
Well, we've seen John Ryder taste some losses before. Zack Parker's undefeated. I'm not impressed with either guy. I think Zack Parker probably has a little more left in the tank. John Ryder got a gift victory over Jacobs the last time we saw him.
I think Jacobs is on the way.
Yeah,
down.
Jacobs has been.
'Cause I was.
He's been done. He was done. When he fought Triple G. But I think Zack Parker can upset John Ryder. Either way, the next fight they're getting their biggest payday of their life, and they're getting Canelo because Canelo won't fight David Benavidez, even though the WBC ordered it. He's going to fight a soft touch and then fight the winner of this fight. It's just
And who
disgusting.
do you like this fight?
Zack Parker. Zack Parker.
Because you were surprised whenever I said Parker was going to beat Ryder.
I was. I thought you were going to go with John Ryder, but I think Zack Parker can pull the upset in this.
Okay.
It'll be a decision. I don't see him knocking him out, but I think he can win on points.
All right. Smoking?
One of the best things for boxing here. This is what we need.
What are the best?
yeah,
two
two-
C-level
And the
guys?
pay-per-view is $90, by the way. Go ahead.
Two evenly matched fighters.
C-level.
Ryder basically hadn't lost since 2016.
He got
and
5
Parker's
losses.
undefeated. Yeah, but he basically hadn't lost since 2016. This is be good.
Basically.
Basically. Jill mask, smoking Jill mask.
This is a good fight. I believe that the hardest thing to go is your O. And I think you fight a little harder when you don't have any losses. You don't want to have that first loss. So I'm going to side slightly, like you guys, with Zachary Parker.
I think it'll be a nice fight. I think it'll be entertaining, but I think Parker gets him. I think he has more pop to him. And something that Roddy Piper, the wrestler, used to say, he's one of the best. He was talking to Frank Williams. Remember Frank Williams, he never won a fight? Mm-hmm. He said, once you lose one time, he said, then you're going to be more accustomed to losing again. You're going to be accustomed to losing again. When you haven't lost, man, you're really touchy about that. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's important to Parker that he's undefeated. Not that it's not important to.
I remember when Holyfield was undefeated. But once he got that one loss.
Well, yeah.
Once he got that one loss, he got accustomed. He got accustomed.
Jim, he had a hole in his heart. That's how he got that first loss to Moore.
I don't want to say it's not as hurtful, but you deal with it. But I think Parker's going to come in knowing. I think Parker's going to come in knowing, hey, I win this, I'm going to get my big payday against, and he's going to go in. Yep,
Canella, as Jim says.
So
now,
I'm
going
Parker.
Belt we looking at here? What kind of
right
belt?
now it's WBO interim.
Because Canelo's still holding that belt hostage.
It's a
Canelo
belt,
got all
but
the
in other words, whoever wins this is going to fight for the real WBO.
Canelo's still holding him hostage. WBC has ordered David Benavidez against him, and we don't know where that's going to go.
You always say about a particular fighter holding up a division. Do you think Canelo's holding up the division?
Oh, yes.
No, he only fought twice last year.
The fact that he took Triple G, who wasn't even at 168, and fought him for all the belts was a disgrace. There were guys who were the WBC, WBA, IBF #1. He didn't fight any of them. He dragged up a 40-year-old 160
and you wanted him to
No,
drag up Charlo.
He's holding up the division.
You wanted him to drag up Charlo, but that's okay.
I'd like to see him stripped.
Name me 5 super middles he should have fought.
David
Not
Benavidez.
1, 5. Right.
Caleb Plant, he finally fought him.
That's okay.
I would have liked to see him fight David Morrell, who's
3.
also a WBA.
No, that's 2. He already fought one. He already fought Plant.
Yeah, but he's up for it again. The winner of Caleb Plant and David Benavidez.
And Morrell, that's 3. Go ahead.
Morrell.
Charlo.
I'd like to see Charlo. I'd like to see Boo Boo Andrade. That's another
So there's
guy.
guys, in other words.
There's guys up there.
It isn't that he had to go to light heavyweight because there was nobody in the super.
Or they fighting for the interim, like Zach Parker. Are they fighting for the interim?
Yeah.
I think what we're trying to say
is. I'm just saying, what I'm trying to say is, those guys ain't fighting for. How come Zach Parker's
First of all, this is where you're
because
wrong.
He's got it.
No, because what happened? It was supposed to be Hugo Andrade fighting Zach Parker.
Why is
he
it
said
not?
He had a
because it
shoulder
wasn't the
injury.
money. It wasn't happy with the money, the $300,000 or something like that.
He wasn't happy with the money, so he moves down.
No, I'm talking about on Boo Boo. He didn't like the purse, so he didn't do it. That's
he could have.
He didn't want to be a fool. He gonna stay on this stool because he know he couldn't be.
Now you think you Ali? You don't do it like Ali, man.
He ain't no fool. He gonna stay on this stool.
But you just
leave that with Ali, brother.
You named some people that he should have fought.
There's plenty of guys that he should have fought.
You didn't mention one of these guys.
No, none of these guys. These are 2 C-level guys. It'll be a good
That's
fight.
fighting for a title. That's willing
good
to fight.
Good fight with these guys.
Yeah, for these guys,
Right.
Nice 2 C-level
Would you
guys is
turn
a good
down
one.
300,000?
If I was no, because what's he fighting for now?
He's sitting and he's doing nothing but
He's
getting older.
right where he deserves.
And he's
getting
gonna, but they're gonna. All these guys are passing him by.
He's in a holding
Right now, he's still He's barely a name right now, but
You
if he
always
keeps
got
it
to
up,
equate a jail. You always got to say the jail cell to certain fighters, Jim. What's
am I
up
right?
there?
If he doesn't keep fighting, his name's going to be forgotten.
I think it's all.
One thing about
already,
Parker and Ryder, you can say what you want, but they're fighting, and their names getting out.
And
there.
I'm glad you guys finally agree with me. I said when I say these guys don't deserve it, it's because they're not fighting. You got to keep fighting to earn that opportunity. Keep on fighting. Who's ever available, knock him out. Sooner or later, you're going to get that opportunity.
But listen,
if
Charlo,
you sit back and wait.
But the guys he mentioned, Benavidez, Plant, Charlo,
They're
Morrell,
fighting.
they're
They're
fighting.
fighting.
Why doesn't Canelo fight?
They're
one
all
of them?
guys that
And
Canelo's
it's big
avoiding,
money.
and you know it.
Is it? What's the excuse?
Well, just
Money?
yesterday
No.
you said Morrell wasn't ready. Just
Right.
yesterday.
I still don't think he's ready to fight Canelo, but that's me. Canelo should fight him. Canelo should say, I want Morrell.
There we
He don't
go.
want to. He don't.
I'm
want to-
saying me.
Here we go.
Canelo
with the
don't want to
red-
end up in the hospital.
Here we go with the redhead circus. It
I'm
ain't
saying
enough.
me. I still think Morrell is not ready for big time.
Well, y'all
Wait a little
give-
bit.
well,
But I'm
you
saying
gotta-
if I'm Canelo,
Well, y'all
if I'm
give Canelo credit.
What's
He's
the
a
term?
fighting man.
What's the term?
He's
Clean.
fighting 4 times a year, some years.
But,
And he's
yeah,
fighting
but Jim,
nobody-
he's
and
not
what fight
fighting the
do we
right
wanna
guys.
see?
oh my goodness, he fought 19 world champions.
Belt
How many
holders.
times?
Belt holders.
Oh my!
Last year, who did he fight that we wanted to see? Who was calling for Bivol? Who was calling for
Me,
a
I
third
was- I
triple?
was calling
No,
for
you're the
that.
only
I was
one.
calling for
And he
that.
got his butt kicked.
Well,
Triple
well,
G.
you was calling
Nobody
for
was
him to
calling
go
for
up
that.
to 190.
I never called him
No,
for
no,
that.
no, no.
I said for him to
That's
fight Vita
heavyweight.
Vita's.
They were
You
talking
wanted
about him
to
fighting
fight
Usyk.
Fury. You wanted him to fight
That's
Usyk.
him.
You
Didn't he
wanted
mention-
him to fight
He
the
mentioned
African.
Usyk.
He mentioned Usyk. I didn't
said-
mention it.
I've been
We
calling
said,
for 2 years for him to fight David Benavidez.
what did we say? Clean the division,
Clean the division out.
Then you move up.
David, he cleaned himself out. He couldn't make weight.
That was 3
That's
fights
unpro-
ago.
That's
3 fights
unprofessional.
ago.
How about the
During
drug
the pandemic.
problem?
During
How
the
about the
pandemic.
drug problem?
That was a long time ago, Jim. Yes, he was a young kid, 20 and early 20s.
Lost his belt twice.
Who?
David Benavidez.
David Benavidez.
But to
That
me,
was
you don't lose
years
it unless you
ago,
lose it in the
Jim.
ring.
Get
was
a
years
belt.
ago.
Lose it in the ring,
Get a
that's
belt,
me.
and then
And
we'll
that's why
talk.
Canelo should have fought him. This guy lost it out the ring. He's number one. Let me go and show
My thing
I'm the
is this.
best.
I'll give you an analogy. I expect more from Luther and Jim in my life than somebody who I don't like. You know what I'm trying to say? Who doesn't like me. I expect more from Canelo.
He's giving you more. He's exceeding.
I expect
your
more from
expectations.
you know what I'm trying to say.
What
I
fights is
expect
he giving you that
a
we
guy
wanna see?
who's sometimes not with us, but says not with Luther and I. The pound for pound best fighter in the world, Canelo. Oh, that's fine.
Second of all time to Sugar
Okay,
Ray
fine.
Robinson.
He's better than
To
Sugar Ray Robinson,
Robinson.
better than
Second to
Leonard,
Sugar.
better than all of
Better
them.
than Leonard.
But I'm saying, if you're going to be that guy, then you
is
need
that guy.
What, who
He's
did
not
Sugar
that
Ray
guy.
fight? Leonard.
He didn't fight
about his
Who did
record.
Sugar
world
Ray
champions.
Robinson fight? Who did
Sugar Ray
Muhammad
Robinson.
Ali fight?
That's what I said.
Who
He's
did-
second to Sugar Ray Robinson. I can't compare.
There's
I
plenty.
can't
You know what
put
I'm trying to
anybody
say,
above
Luther?
Sugar
If
Ray
you're a
He's a
big dog,
fanboy. He's a
if you're a
Canelo
big
fanboy.
dog-
He can't even talk
you're
reasonable
a-
when you talk about
if you're
Canelo.
a big dog-
330 million. Who's doing that?
Oh,
Who's
yeah.
doing 330
That's
million?
nice.
I'm saying if
That's
you're a
nice.
big
Your
dog.
boy Boo Boo turned down
Oh,
300,000.
it was wrong. If you're the-
Canelo washes his feet with
you're the big
300,000.
dog,
And
then
Canelo wouldn't fight him. Canelo
Yeah.
ducked him how
Because
many
he don't
times?
deserve it. He's fighting
But
guys
I
who deserve it.
But Andy Yildirim deserved it.
You don't think he's
Andy
fighting
Yildirim-
deserving guys?
Andy Yildirim deserved it, Jim.
There was more guys he should have fought. If you're going to be I expect more from Luther and Jim. I expect more from Canelo than Boo Boo, than even Bivol. I expect if you're the number one guy, you should
So
fight
you
the
think he
guys.
should fight David Benavidez?
Yes.
Now this is a guy that lost his title because he couldn't
But he
make
didn't get
weight.
the hell
Wait
knocked
a
out. He
minute,
didn't
wait
get
a
beat
minute.
up.
You're still the same weight you was in high school, but this guy can't make 168. So go win
He's
the title.
made it.
Go
Jim,
win
you're
the
going
title.
3 fights
Go
ago.
Move up to 175.
Jim, you're going
If
3.
you can't make 168,
Tyson Fury.
go 175.
Tyson Fury.
What do you think David Benavidez, with his height and everything, should go up to 175 and go get
He
the
wants
title?
to-
He
He
wants
wants
to
to
be
clean
undisputed.
super middle.
He wants to be
Well, he
undisputed
lost
here.
it. He already lost it.
No, that wasn't due to him getting the hell knocked out of him.
No, it
in
was,
his
it was
mind.
due to he
See,
couldn't
this-
make weight,
See, this
and
is
it was due to
this
a
is
drug
Canelo
problem.
fanboys talk.
Was it
want
due to a drug problem?
They don't want him to fight David Benavidez because Canelo would get destroyed. So you make excuses.
I think he knows he's
Anybody
gonna get
else
destroyed.
who lost the belt on a scale, a world
Man
champion
like
would fight him.
poppy seeds.
I just think
Fanboy.
if you get the fanfare, attention, the 330 million, the ranking of pound for pound,
The
you
19
should-
world champions that you beat.
You should fight the best out there so you can, yes, I am the best. Just like, again,
Redhead
Crawford
circus.
Just
says,
like we said, you said Tank is on his way down. No, that's Canelo's on his way down.
Y'all want the
Took a-
redhead to not only be the star of
He
the
just
circus,
got
to do
destroyed
the
by
high
Bivol.
wire act, but he also
Because
wanted
everybody
to,
says he's the
to
best.
shovel up behind the elephant and clean up.
But you're the one who's saying
take
he's
down
one of
the tent,
Right.
put it up in the morning.
You expect
just
more out
like
of
my
him.
redhead neighbor.
don't you expect more out of him, though?
They work him to death. He's a roofer.
You're
He's
the
a
one,
car
though.
mechanic.
You're the
He's
one
a
who's got him up there with Sugar Ray Leonard Robinson. So you expect more out of him, too.
He's 19. No, he's doing everything the right way.
Jim, you just got
He
exposed
couldn't have
again.
done nothing better.
Another L.
Who do you want him to fight? So you want him to fight the winner of Joe Ryder and Zack Parker?
They got belts. They earned it.
They don't have a belt. It's an interim belt.
It's an interim belt.
They have to do interim because he
has
has
got
a-
an interim belt. Does
No.
Does David Benavidez got an interim belt?
He's the number one WBC,
Does
and
he
he's
got
the
an
last
interim
champion.
belt?
The winner of
Does Plant got an interim belt?
The winner of Plant and Benavidez is supposed to fight.
Is that for an interim belt?
WBC ordered it.
Is that for an interim belt?
No.
You just keep making
Y'all
excuses.
say he's fighting,
No,
but
no,
these
this
guys
one
are
is.
earning it.
This
they
one
fight
is.
for an interim
But
belt.
what? Wait a minute. You always say you want people to fight. These guys are fighting. You got to give them
Good,
credit.
yeah,
They're
that's what
not
I
waiting.
said.
Luther, am I right or
yeah,
wrong?
So they
ain't
deserve
waiting.
a fight
still
with
don't
you.
understand.
You guys are saying they don't deserve a fight with Canelo.
No. Here's what we're saying. We're saying, yes, we both
Please
give them
be
credit
clear.
and put stuff in your mouth.
Please be clear.
All right, we're good with these guys fighting, but we just said there's people above them that deserve a title shot before one of these guys gets it. Am I right or wrong?
I agree.
Who are winner of Parker Ryder? Congratulations. Here's your interim. But we think that the winner of Plant, Benavidez,
When's
there's
the last
Charlo.
time Boo Boo fight?
We're not talking about Boo Boo.
I'm just saying.
He might as
That's
well
his
be
fault.
retired.
That's
I don't
his
know.
fault.
When's the last time Charlo fought? Has he
Listen,
ever fought at 168?
We're talking
Has
about
Charlo
David.
ever fought?
We're talking
Can y'all
about
answer my
Benavidez.
question? You guys mentioned Charlo. Has he ever fought at 168?
Hell
That'll
with
be
that.
enough.
How much did you have to pay to get your watch back?
And that's not even the same watch. That's a different watch.
What do they call that show?
He already
Pawn
beat-
shows
Pawn
or
shop.
something
He
like that.
already beat Plant. Yeah, y'all want him to beat him again.
No,
That's
I
the
want him to
thing.
beat Benavidez.
He already beat Triple G, but everybody wanted to see the
Nobody
Triple G
wanted to see
again.
that fight.
He beat him again. Y'all wanted to see it again.
Nobody wanted to see
Just
that
like,
fight.
just like I want to
Tyson.
see Fury
Man.
And
Wilder
Chisora.
4.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that, but
I
I
would love
definitely,
to
I'd
see
rather
that
see that
meeting.
over Tyson Chisora 3.
No, I
I
want to
would.
see that. I want to see that.
You wanna see
I wanna
what?
See that.
What, Tyson Chisora?
Yeah.
The
I wanna-
first
you
two
don't.
were horrible. Why do we want to see a third one?
Yeah, that'll be a
shouldn't even-
classic.
That shouldn't even be sanctioned.
That'll be
at
like
this point.
Ward and Gaddy and Ali Frazier.
Just
Fury.
a
and,
money
Chisora.
grab for Tyson Fury. That's
Get outta
terrible,
here.
man.
All right.
Chisora.
I'd
When
like
we
to
come
see
back-
that. I want to
losses.
see the Bridgerweight fight.
When we come back, a flashback fight, which we haven't had in a while, and that's my boy Vinny Paz against Dana Rosenblatt, 1998. Right back with the Boxing Authorities. Welcome back to the Boxing Authorities. August, I think 26, 1998. I had some people over my house, about 10 people. It's before I knew you guys. Some neighbors, some friends over, and Vinny fought a big-time rival, Dana Rosenblatt. Rosenblatt was from Walden, Massachusetts. Vinny, of course, from Rhode Island. Vinny tried to be nice to this guy. And all this guy did was mouth off to Vinny and basically treat Vinny like he said this is a stepping stone. Well, you don't do that with Vinny, right? So, and Vinny just lost to Jones, which wasn't a good performance. So they thought Vinny
it was
was
Roy
washed up.
Jones.
Oh,
Come on
yeah.
now.
And Octopus.
It wasn't just any fighter. He
Right,
was one of
right.
the greats of all time.
Right.
But
So Vinny fights the first couple rounds, he's losing. Vinny has a mouse under his eye. It's, oh, man. And I never forget, somebody said, every round, Vinny's losing, Vinny's losing. I said, next, I want him out of my house, right? Then Vinny does a little, we have the highlight. Vinny does a little shake and watch his punch. Watch this. Vinny's losing now. What? Bang.
Wow.
Right? And the guy was undefeated, 28-0. Vinny did not fight a bum. Now, Vinny said he was the spaghetti and I was sauce. I was all over him. And then he ends up hitting
Look
the
at his
referee,
eyes.
Tony Orlando. Watch
look,
this.
the referee, nowadays that fight would have been
Oh,
stopped.
watch Vinny. Watch the body shots. Watch his trunks jump. Look
Man,
at that.
this is a war, man.
Watch Vinny
That's
hit
when the ref tried
The
to
referee
break
tried to get
that
it in,
fight.
and he's still going.
He knocked him
No,
down.
he's lucky.
Vinny wanted 2 wins.
Yeah.
Watch his punch.
Ooh.
Bang.
That's a nice little jab. Bang.
Right.
That reminds me of something that
And now
Wilder
Vinny
did
was
one fight.
down. He was losing the fight. This is the 5th round, I believe.
Look.
It wasn't close.
Look how he changed levels.
That was
That
right.
was nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
That's right,
I
Luther.
love that.
Right.
Man, you don't see that anymore. And then the referee jumped in.
Now, you just said right there about he changed levels. That's why people always ask you about the tech stuff, because you're into that. Tell us about, again, I gave you a little history of the fight, and from what you remember or saw of the fight, your thoughts on it.
The way he changed. Now it looked like he was going to throw a body shot, then came up top, and you saw that. You saw Rosenball kind of put his hands down, left his head right open. Great
And he was
technique,
a southpaw.
right?
Yeah.
Great technique by Vinny. I love guys That's why I love Boots Ennis. He does that a lot. You see a lot
Unorthodox.
of skill. Unorthodox. You change, they make one adjustment, and you come back. I mean, this is special, man. I just love that overhand right. I can't believe the referee let it go on. You look at his eyes. He's gone.
Done.
He's not there.
Look at
He's
he's falling
wobbling back into the ropes.
Look at his
Referees
eyes.
nowadays stop it immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you're Jack Reese.
Jack Reese.
But every
I
other
was
referee,
waiting.
every other referee stops it immediately.
What do you call that? Crowbar. You got to crowbar
I got
to Jack
crowbar it in.
Reese.
And maybe Weeks. Weeks let Otto fight a little bit
Yeah.
longer, but he was still fighting. But this was an
The
incredible
whole ring
fight.
was jumping
He
in to
still
stop
wanted
the
to throw.
fight.
If you look, he still wanted to throw after the
Right.
referee's down. He still wanted to get another one.
Jim, your thoughts on the fight?
Well, that was very, very weak from Lou because he had to give 2 white people credit, so I knew that was going to be short and sweet.
You always talking about race.
Hey, listen, I wanna.
That's why you wear black all the time, Jim.
I want from the boxing authorities. I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And I'm
Do you
not
celebrate it,
And
Jim?
I'm not sure that Vinny and Dana both eat ham. But hey, listen. Listen. Vinny's just a fighter. He started fighting when he was 5 years old. He's a warrior. It's in him. You know what I mean? This is a guy that grew up. His idol was Muhammad Ali. He grew up on Ali. Listen, I say things about Ali, but Ali was my favorite fighter too.
I can't tell.
And he changed a whole generation. Vinny wanted to be like him. He wanted to talk like him. Now, nobody talks that he fought only bums from 74 to 78.
We proved that wrong.
We
But-
proved
all right,
wrong,
go
Jim.
ahead.
but
Take it
hey,
down.
you knew Vinny was going to be a champion. You knew he was going to be a Hall of Famer because one time his mom fell down and broke her knee in 9 places. Walked home, cooked dinner, made lunch for everybody, and then went to the hospital.
right.
You know what I mean? His dad ended up killing in Italy with a pitchfork a Nazi. And I know you never
didn't-
killed a Nazi.
I didn't know that
I
one.
know you. Hey,
That's
Lou. Hey, Lou.
Smokopedia.
Here we go
Hey,
with
Lou.
this. Jim,
I didn't know that.
Hey, Lou.
Walk that
I
back.
know,
Edit
I
that
know you
one.
never.
Walk that
I know
back,
you
Jim.
never killed a Nazi when you draft the dodged the draft.
I don't know where the hell he came up with that.
Walk that back. Not even.
Hey, at least he didn't kidnap anybody.
With a pitchfork.
I've known Vinny for 1,000 years. I never knew that one. I don't think he knew that one. Anyway.
But hey,
Medicine's
man.
wearing off, Claudio. What's that? The medicine's wearing off.
Hey, like we
Yeah,
always
right.
see it, man. When Vinny would fight on USA Boxing or ESPN Boxing
High
on
ratings.
Tuesday night, high ratings, you didn't miss it, man. He gave you everything he had. I love Vinny.
And we are going to get him on the show, I promise.
Yeah,
and
we
he's
gotta
going
get him.
to be up.
And
for
we
the
got to
whole
ask
thing.
him about, did your
I
dad
ain't
really,
asking him about that.
You got to bring that up.
You
did your
ask
dad
him.
really take a pitchfork and
Here,
kill a
let me
Nazi?
do Jim's imitation when Vinny comes on. Ready, Luke?
Right? No, you got to do a bigger smile.
Okay, that's it. Right,
What
the cheese. Yeah, no, but that was a big. And then they fought a rematch, and Arthur Mercanti Jr., the referee, wanted to take Vinny points off for Vinny because Vinny was holding on to the rope and jabbing and talking. Vinny won that fight, and you know I was at the fight. When I watch a fight with Vinny's, like I'm nervous wreck, but I always think he's losing. My friend said, Claude, he's winning big time. That fight, I thought he was winning.
Right.
And they gave it, and I saw Rosenblatt had this big gash and bloody, and Vinny was great, and they gave it to Rosenblatt. It was disgusting.
Oh, see, I don't remember that. I
Yeah.
don't remember that.
It was
Yeah.
disgusting.
judges.
Now
they-
that you said that, it's coming back to me now.
Those judges.
I mean, I don't want to say it was a blowout, but Vinny won the rounds. I had an 8-4, so a lot of people had it 7-5. And they gave it to Rosenblatt. And even Rosenblatt, when they, you know if you lost a fight or not. You can tell by somebody's expression. Like when, again, not to drift off, when Mancini beat Camacho, when everybody knew Camacho won, Vinny, what the hell? Mancini won the
Mancini.
fight. When they gave it to Camacho, he was like,
Oh,
"Man,
really?
they gave it
I
to
had
Okay.
Camacho winning that.
Are
Of
you
course,
serious?
You had money on Camacho.
Yeah. And they said about that fight that if it was in Vegas, it was in Ray's book. If it was in Vegas, you win the fight because it was Reno. They couldn't. Now, you know more about that stuff than me. They said Reno couldn't handle it.
Right.
I guess financially they couldn't do it. But that was one of Vinny's signature fights along with Greg Haugen, Rosenblatt, to Roberto Duran. Even though Duran was old, Vinny said nobody hit me more or harder than Roberto Duran. When he fought Roberto, and he punched him, he said, damn, he hits hard. And then he had a clean shot against Duran, the second fight. Just blasted Duran. And I remember it. And Roberto, nothing. And Vinny could hit.
Right,
And he said,
right.
I hit him, and he stood there like an oak tree. But yeah, this fight
Granite chin.
Didn't he train Roberto's son for a while?
for a couple minutes. Yeah, Roberto's son should have stayed with him. They're still very good friends, Vinny and Roberto, and he was at Vinny's last fight.
Can I ask you guys a personal question?
Sure.
I always stayed up late night, couldn't go to sleep because of this question for years. Why didn't Boom Boom Mancini and Aaron Pryor ever fight?
They were talking a little bit.
I remember they were talking about it. I don't know
You
why.
remember that, Lou?
Let me ask you this.
read
Let me
up
ask you
on
this before you
everything,
make
Jim.
it sound like Boom Boom was afraid to fight
I'm just wondering.
Aaron
I'm
Pryor,
just wondering.
and then
That
Rocky
would've
was
been a
afraid
great
to fight Liston.
So you stayed up a lot of nights.
Yeah,
huh?
how about that?
You don't sleep, so Jim.
But what was another fight?
A lot of nights thinking about
that,
Boom Boom and Aaron Pryor.
Aaron Pryor. What was another fight that didn't happen between Aaron Pryor and
Sugar Ray
Leonard? So
Yeah,
is
Sugar
it?
Ray ran.
No, he
Sugar
didn't.
Ray ran.
Listen, no,
But
They-
Aaron
it was
Pryor also
contract.
ran into some problems outside the ring prior.
Yeah.
So that's why he didn't get a lot of those
Or
fights.
Sugar
Jim.
Ray
Yes.
didn't want him. Sugar Ray
And there was
knew he couldn't
contract
do it.
issues
Contract
with
outside the
Luther
ring
said.
issues.
Sugar
Yeah.
Ray,
Aaron Pryor.
Sugar Ray.
Because let me tell you
wouldn't
something. Boom Boom and Sugar Ray were all about what? They wanted money. And they would fight anybody. And they did fight everybody.
Who,
Boom
Boom Boom
Boom,
and who?
that would have been a big time fight
Sugar
in
Ray.
Ohio, Cincinnati, Youngstown.
Well, Aaron Pryor offered to fight Sugar Ray for free, and he still turned it down.
come
Just
on,
like
people say,
Sugar Ray Robinson turned down Jack Burley after Jack Burley.
Charlie Burley.
After
Come
Charlie
on, man. That's the
Burley knocked
legend.
out Archie Moore.
Charlie Burley.
After
Charlie Burley, what he doesn't tell you is that Charlie Burley hit somebody with a pitchfork. And then that's why they say, hell with it, I ain't fighting
Sugar
Ray
Ray felt
Robinson.
it. And Sugar Ray felt it when he hit somebody else. Come on, Jim.
And
Put some respect. Charlie Burley, one of the most
Pitchforks,
underrated fighters in history.
kidnappings, women rappers.
Yeah, Muslims kidnapping
oh,
family members.
man.
Come on, Jim.
But when he stays up
You
late
gotta
at
write
night,
your book. We need your fiction book.
Well, we're going to take another break. When we come back, and we're going to do our popular segment, the Farmer's Equipment Minute. Right back with the Boxing Authorities. Welcome back to the Boxing Authorities, our popular segment, Boxing Mailbag. Please continue to send your great comments and questions to boxingmailbag@yahoo.com or at my website, ClaudioRelsano.com. Claudio, James from Oakland, California. Is it true that former Oakland A's first baseman was going to fight Muhammad Ali? No. He was going to fight, his name was Mike Epstein, I'm sorry. Mike Epstein, who was a pretty well-known slugger back then. He was going to fight, I believe, Andre the Giant. No, Bruno Sammartino. There was some talk of him wrestling.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
wrestling. And it never materialized for whatever reason.
So Ali fought the third baseman.
He fought Lalo Alzado. He fought Lalo Alzado. Okay, Jim Quinn from Devonshire, England. Why are you not a fan of Errol Spence?
I love Errol Spence.
Oh, here it comes.
I mean, the guy just is one of the most talented amateur fighters of all time. Always thought that whoever managed his career, probably him, milked it. Always felt that the guy has a problem from the neck up. Always felt like he tried to commit suicide. You know what I mean? And I just think that he didn't get out of his career where his talent should have.
He's still young.
He's 32.
Well, he's still young
the
enough.
unified welterweight champ. If Bud Crawford, who
Where was
stops
Sugar Ray
ducking,
Leonard? Where was
he
Sugar
would get
Ray
it.
Leonard at 32? Where was Sugar Ray Leonard at 25?
It was a different time.
Where was he at 22?
It was a different time,
He's
Jim.
the same amateur
He didn't
background.
he didn't have a Terrence Crawford running around ducking, negotiating with him, and then not fighting. He didn't have that. He would have had to welterweight titles if Keith Thurman wasn't faking injuries for 2
They
years.
asked me the question.
Because you start talking about suicide and all this other
Pitchforks
craziness.
and, he's all over the
Pitchforks,
place.
Come on, Jim.
Luther.
His medicine's wearing off, Claudia.
It is. DJ from Van Nuys, California. And we kind of touched on this, but you saw Boots Ennis from the start. What has he improved on the most?
Listen, Boots was great then. I think now the way he's able to switch from orthodox to southpaw smoothly, I think his angles are better and his defense is better. Back then, he was just more of a slugger, but now his defense, when he wants to, you won't hit him.
Real
That's how
quick,
good it is.
he's nowhere near hitting a wall, correct? He's
No,
not on the
he's
lower
right
side.
in the prime. He's
right
right
with
in the
you.
prime. He is prime time. You saw Roy Jones. This is the next Roy Jones. He's that special.
Real quick, you don't like Lennox Lewis, you don't like Errol Spence, you don't like Boots Ennis. Who else doesn't he like?
He doesn't like black fighters. He only likes Canelo and Ryan Garcia.
Right, that's it.
He's a fanboy.
All right. As always, we hope you enjoy our show as much as we enjoy bringing it to you, pitchfork and all. Thank you for tuning in to the Boxing Authorities. Peace.